very, very simple ingredients for today's recipe. Everything here, all the measurements are going to match this 8 by 16 centimeter tray. I'll put what it is in inches somewhere here. So if you have a bigger tray, just adjust accordingly, of course. We are going to use 225 grams of ground beef, around 25 grams of panko, which is, as you can see, not so freshly crushed, but that's what we are going to use. Then we are going to need 1 egg, some bacon, and last but not least, 3 baby bells. I had to check if these are Dutch. These are actually French, and they are available in the USA, but of course, I'm going to talk about substitutes right away. So I made this recipe yesterday for the first time, and essentially, of course, it's a meatloaf, right? But if you are not new on this channel, I like to call things beast, so I'm calling this the Beastloaf because it was that delicious that I just had to make it again and show you guys. Of course, for the substitutes, right? If you don't want to use pork rind panko, just don't use it. It won't change a lot, probably. I didn't add it yesterday. I'm adding it today. We'll see how it is, but you don't need to use it. The only thing that might change is if you're not using it. Yesterday, 1 egg was kind of too much for this amount of ground beef. It was too wet, but it was still great, so that's fine. Baby bells, of course, if you don't have them, you don't need to go and search for them, right? You can just get mozzarella, for example, or pretty much any cheese. If you don't want to use cheese, that's also fine. What I have done before is I just cook some bacon and I put some bacon inside the beef, and yeah, it's also great like that. Or alternatively, you can add some butter in it, and that's also going to be good. But these are the things. It's really amazing. I really hope that you try it out. So now it's time for us to assemble everything. First, we need to just prepare the base of the Beastloaf. And we do that by adding an egg and the pork rind panko and just mixing it all together. So yeah, as I said before, without the pork rind panko it was a little bit too wet. But of course, knowing me, I always tend to find a reason why that was intended. And I was telling myself, oh yeah, it's so good, you know, it's going to be nice. And it was, really no complaints. Of course, if you are adding pork panko and you still think it's too wet for your liking, then just add a little bit more. Just like that. Of course, the baby bells we are simply going to take out and cut in half. That's all we need to do with them. 3 of them are completely enough for this tray, but as I said before, if you are using a bigger tray, you can of course just use more. And you should use more, right? And also tell me what do you like to put in your meatloaf, or how do you like to make it? Because I think this is the second meatloaf that I'm doing on this channel. I know that Anita from Ketogenic Woman, she does sneak in some liver, which is also a good idea, but not a lot. And then, yeah, just curious to try some other recipes, or do you just make meatloaf as it is? And now it's time for our bacon base. So what we are going to do essentially is we are going to wrap it. I hope that this batch of bacon will not let me down, because yesterday's one kind of did. Sometimes this bacon turns out to be quite streaky when you take it out, and sometimes it is not. Yeah, not the best batch. But yeah, we are just going to lay it in, hopefully, like this, leaving the flaps outside. If you're in America or in Canada, I believe that your bacon is doing better than mine. That's why I'm taking my time with this and just being more careful. So this is my base, and then for the sides and for the corners, I'm just kind of laying in pieces just like that. Taking a piece, ripping it in half, and just laying it in. If it's not pretty or something, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. You are going to eat it, and it is going to taste amazing, I can promise you that. The rest is just detail. And now that we have prepared this little bacon spa or bacon bath for our meatloaf, we can start layering it in. And by layering, I mean there's literally one layer. What we need to do now is just take some of this mass and just put in, not too thin of a layer, but just kind of in the bottom there, the floor. I feel like I've forgotten how to speak, but I think you get the point. We basically need to put in enough so that we can stick in these baby bells, just like that. Now we take these beasties and stick them in. If you're wondering if the cheese is going to escape or if you have any other intrusive thoughts like that, the answer is I don't know. Yesterday it went out pretty good, so that means that today it's probably going to escape. But you know, you can do different things at the end. You can also, like, I don't know, stick something in so that the bacon doesn't fly around, but we are not going to do that. So now that this is here, we are adding the rest of this meat. Maybe I did do a little bit too much, because yeah, as I said yesterday, I wasn't using any pork rinds, so those did add to the value, of course, a little bit, but I mean volume. No, I think we're gonna fit it. I was about to say, like, if something gets left over, you can always make a meatball out of it or anything. I mean, yeah, well, it was a tiny bit too much, I would say, but it's going to be just fine. And now we close these flaps. The top part here, it is going to get, yeah, maybe not burnt, but it will get darker. So, of course, if you want, you can wrap. I just don't want to do it. I don't mind even if it's burnt a little bit. Who cares? It's going to be fine. I'll just close it up. The reason why I'm now kind of putting one more piece of bacon on top is, well, the actual reason is I just wanted, but because I'm using an air fryer for this recipe, and the Typhordome 2, it has two heating elements. Basically, it heats from bottom and top, and then the fan is kind of close. It does send the bacon flying, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not wrapping anything, right? Let's bake this thing. All right, I don't need this plate. In goes our Beastloaf. We are going to air fry it at 175 degrees Celsius. I think that's 350 Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Also a little bit different than what I did yesterday. Yesterday I did 170 degrees for 25, but then I added like 5 degrees more and 5 more minutes because I did check the internal temperature and it wasn't there. So we are going to do 175 for 25 minutes. I will check on it maybe in 15 minutes, probably not. But why would I check on it? The reason is just to see if the bacon is still on top. For the rest, let's press play and let's wait and see you in 25 minutes. Alright, so 25 minutes have passed. I did check on it like 10 minutes ago. Oops. And yeah, I mean, this piece of bacon was on the verge of falling, but also because I kind of little bit overstuffed it. It was, yeah, it goes a little bit above the air fryer tray, that's why. This is it. Now we are going to let it rest for, I would say, at least 10 minutes so that all the juices are juicing. And then we are trying it out, which I'm super excited for because I'm getting a bit hungry, to be honest, today. So I'll see you in 10 minutes. Probably more, I know myself. Look at this beast. Absolute unit. Beastloaf. I'm a little bit afraid to even cut it on this cutting board. But we also have to keep some aesthetics, you know? So to be honest with you guys, I just recorded this whole taste test part of it. And what happened was because normally I put the camera on 0.5 lens so that like you can actually see me, because I cannot put it any further away from me than it is right now. And then I just checked and it was on 1, like the standard lens, I don't know. But let me repeat and pretend like I haven't tried this, because I have not. Just one piece is missing. Anyhow, I mean, I cannot pretend like I'm trying it for the first time, but maybe my opinion will change. I'll tell you in a moment. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's very good. A couple of things. Of course, it is not crispy on the bottom, right? If you would like to do that, then yeah, you need to flip it or the other way around halfway. I don't have the energy to do that. I mean, after I finish this, it's going to be gone in maximum 5 minutes. That's the lifespan of this Beastloaf. Next, we have the pork rinds. You know, personally, I'm not going to add them anymore. Yeah, it's nice, it tastes good, but I think that without pork rinds, it's a little bit more juicier, because the pork rinds do absorb the juiciness, and I think it made it a little bit drier than at least the one that I made yesterday. So if you don't want pork rinds, this is your lucky day, you absolutely don't need them. With pork rinds, I would give this an 8 out of 10. Without pork rinds, I would give it a 10 out of 10. So that's that, but it's now up to you. You know, you try both versions and you let me know, and then we can see which version wins. The baby bell is a great addition. I mean, it didn't escape. It's all there, looking good. But of course, I believe that with any other cheese, it would be pretty similar. Overall, this is going to be something that I'm going to now make a little bit more. It's super easy, doesn't take a lot of time. Just pop it in the air fryer and let it run. Maybe with this pork rind version, what you can try is you can indeed like put in around halfway some butter. Maybe that will make it very, very nice. Because overall, the pork rinds do provide that texture feeling, right? I just think it did absorb much more juice than it did yesterday. So yeah, I think we can wrap it up for today. I'm going to just go and completely destroy it. And that's why I would like to thank all the channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, you can do it by pressing the join button down below, but you do not have to do that. You being here is more support than I could ever ask for, so thank you for that, and thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you here next time on Meat Carnivore. Ciao ciao, Beastloafs.